it's time to get to the... so what was I doing again? Okay, I was about to talk to Adrian Andrews, but then she has a psych log. I feel like there's a lot of things I don't know, so I gotta move around and do shit. Hotel lobby. The stage where they're in post-stage ceremony. If they show there's supposed to be a press conference, but that press conference is really the victim one. Cody trying to disclose something about. Hey! You are awfully fast. And yes, I know about Watch Dogs Legion. As soon as that comes out, I'll definitely play it. And I'm sure 100% you would want to play it with me. But they're both heroes. Why would they do something so unheroic? They may look like heroes on the outside, but on the inside, they're only human. Good. Don't worry. I know about Watch Dogs Legion. Heroes belong to the press. You're basically doing the same thing, staring at an empty stage. Everybody's staring at an empty stage. And what do you mean, fast? Fast? This day it comes out is the day I'll play it. Speaking of, when is Watch Dogs Legion coming out? There's Watch Dogs Legion release date. March 6, 2020. So next year. Why do they have to wear a pig mask? Okay. But in the meantime, I'm gonna play Garnetzx Rat. Right, seats for spectators. Okay, so this whole entire area has been examined. Living room. March 22nd and Guard Mansion living room. Looks like no one's around. What happened to that person with the stuffed teddy face? Oh, she must mean that butler with the stitches on his face. Stuffed teddy face. Shoo! Meow. Oh, there you are. I guess you're still awake, huh, Shoo? Meow! Come on, let's play. I wonder if that butler, Mr. Doe, is really asleep or not. Ah! A giant bicycle is flying through the air. That bicycle pearls as one where you don't have to pedal and it moves on its own. Really? Wow! But sorry to disappoint you, you can't fly. Oh, that's too bad. It's a heavy, very comfortable and spacious launch shed. I wonder if famous stars drop by and sit around and have a good time. In any case, I don't really belong here, do I? Ah, what is with me and feeling inferior today? Everybody feels inferior when they're not a celebrity. Okay, fireplace. There's a giant cooking hearth here. That's actually a fireplace. Are they different, Mr. Nick? You know, I've never actually seen a hearth before, come to think of it. You should come and visit by the Fame Manor, and then I'll show you when we do. When you do. There's another door over there. You shouldn't go wandering over there. Yes, Pearls. Now I know how Maya feels when I told her to stop playing around. There's a small door at the bottom of the bigger door, Mr. Nick. I bet it's for Mr. Engard's cat to use. Oh, you mean Shoo? The door, it's locked tight. Well, I guess it's better to keep noisy people like me from entering. There, mask here. Yeah, the one in the middle is a steel samurai. The ones next to it are the Pink Princess and the Evil Magistrate. They fought many battles against the backdrop of Neo Tokyo. Oh, wow, you know a lot about Steel Samurai, Mr. Nick. I don't know whether to laugh or cry or know that I know more about that show than a kid. So nobody's here. Nobody is here. Why is nobody here? I don't know what nobody's here. You! Hi. So, I got so much freaking evidence, I don't know what to do with it all. Suicide report. I don't know. I feel like I gotta pull up the walkthrough, but... So I can't go into Unguard's room. Nothing here. That's it! I'm pulling the walkthrough out. I'm stuck. Walk. Phoenix, right. Trilogy, Justice for All, walkthrough. Okay, here we go. Gumshoes. Dang it! It crashed! Why did it crash? Why? Alright, reloading. Okay, Adrian Andrews Cyclock. Adrian Andrews Psych. Dang it! Psych. No. Cyclock. For Adrian Andrews. Where is it? Adrian Andrews, Nakatomi's secret motive for murder. I already looked that up. I already looked up the trial. And then I gotta look up another trial. Okay, the investigation part 3. Random call. Hottie clinic reception. No. Gatewater Hotel. Okay, he did not have any Cyclops, so actually, Gatewater Hotel. Old Bag is here, running around like mad. Detention center. Not anything. Select the option makes you able to talk to Guard, not Andrews. Ask Matt about his secret, and 5 Cyclops will appear. Then ask him about Juan and Adrian. And Guard did not really mean to talk about that. Oh god, I'm freckin'. Okay, so he tries to order a pizza to get away from talking. Success for him, not you. Now go back to Criminals Affairs since you can't do anything about the Cyclops right now. Okay, where's Criminal Affairs? I'm lost. But barely found. Because this game is long and hard, and... here we go. Where's oh, Mr. Wright, please, you have to help me! Uh-oh. Mr. Bowers. What happened? Why are you here? See, I got roped into somehow. Why? And now I'm gonna testify at tomorrow's trial. So, the decisive witness is Mr. Powers. I was talking to the detective until a little while ago when I was on my way home. When all of a sudden, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Oh, they said my face and the whole self in general looks suspicious or something. I'm sorry, but that's the most horrible excuse I've ever heard. Well, I guess I can see how they thought you looked suspicious. Because you look like a lion, with your hair flying every which way. I'm just a normal guy in an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? No, it is not. Why? What about the testimony? What are you talking about? Oh, I really don't know yet. But it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important. What was it? Ah, well, the detective told me to not talk about it. You can't tell anyone, especially not that lawyer, he said. Who do you think that lawyer, the detective, was talking about? It was me. I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick, Mr. Bynum, and myself were only 2 hours in this whole world, but it's alright. Ouch, I don't really have a lot of friends, do I? Nope. This is going to do a lot of damage to Matt, you know, because he's got that refreshing like spring breeze image going. But what is he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been a kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say it's just a game to justify himself. What? How horrible, that's unforgivable. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to offend you. But you know, he once said that there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me. The person who wouldn't swoon over them? His manager, you know? Miss Adrian Andrews. Why is Mr. Power suddenly looking kind of energetic? Gossip. Ah, actually, I kind of sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? A dazzling sort of image, but aren't you part of the dazzle, Mr. Powers? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see. But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of the stars around me as things happen. Well, that's true. Hey, you hear about this? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? Miss Impacts? We heard something about their wedding was canceled. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it the other day, but a mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you go and ask me about that? Go on ahead. Mr. Powers is so charged up, his skin is practically glowing with electricity. Celeste's suicide. Hey, so have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note. And they say Juan went and hid it. I heard about it in the court today. But there wasn't any actual proof that she left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for Juan, that is. Something bad for Mr. Cordita? Why do you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her other friends. And And she said, it looks like I got caught up in with a truly insidious man. Who is she talking about? The truly insidious man? Did she mean Mr. Pretty by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? A truly insidious man. 1 second. Insidious. Definition. A proceeding a gradual, subtle way, but with harmful effects. The reason for having to hide the suicide note, I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you. You're welcome. Mr. Guard and Miss Andrews, they're both at the detention center right now. There's still things I don't understand, or how about... Sure, but I have to get the two of them to tell me everything. What? Mr. Nick, your phone. Hey, that's a Steel Samurai theme, isn't it? I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. It sounds kind of ominous. Yeah, I know. Beep. Hello? We're in trouble now, pal! I'll be back at the office real soon. What's wrong? Something really unexpected just happened. Mr. Edgeworth, Edgeworth? Anyway, hurry up and get back to the office, pal. I don't know what's going on. Beep. Hello? You got cut off. What's going on, Mr. Nick? She said we need to go back to the office right away. Then we should hurry back. I'm scared to go back. What are you talking about, Mr. Nick? Pull yourself together. Maybe it'll be good news. Somehow I doubt that. You want to join with us, Mr. Powers, and find out for yourself? You're free to come along. You can see what's going on. March 22nd, March in... Wright & Co. Law Office. Why do we keep misreading things? What took you so long, pal? Mr. Edgeworth couldn't stick around forever and had to go. Well, what happened? We got him. We know who bought that spy camera. Eh? This quickly? And this bear is what gave them away, pal. The bear. The bear! I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking at the bear instead of the camera. But... Shush, Pearls. And go on. There's only one person who bought one of those bears who's related to this crime. Who is it? Who would be so rude to spot another person in the room? Matt and Guard. What?! Huh? Matt and Guard, your client. That's who, pal. And here I thought things couldn't get any worse. And Guard bought the spy camera and the bear. Okay, stop, bear. Are you sure you heard right that the person who bought the bear was... I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is the credit card receipt for the purchase, and it's for $3,800. That's an exact match to the price of the stuffed bear. A receipt? That's all you have? Nah, it's just the receipt, pal. Not just the receipt. The store clerk said it himself. He told me I'm sure I sold that bear to Mr. Guard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. Guard's autograph out of it, pal. I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Mr. Guard himself. My sight is failing me. This can't be. Shit! My client bought the bear to spy on it, so he's connected to it. Spy camera. So what about the spy camera we found? Ah, that was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I can give these back to you to file away in evidence. The spy camera set to record the victim's room from 8 p.m. for 1 hour, was running at the time of the murder. I know you don't want to give up, pal. I didn't think this was possible. The person who put a spy camera in Juan Codita's room was Matt and Guard. Why? Why would Mr. Guard do something like this? I don't know. I bet it was to catch Miss Andrews and Cordia in their rendezvous. I bet is not good enough for me. Have to know the absolute truth behind this camera. Are you going to see him, Mr. Guard, I mean? Yes. I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we'll find out next. I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face of pearls. Man and Guard, what in the world have you done? You're related to the murder. You're related to the deadly murder. Alright, now what? Attention center, visit the room, and Guard says... Truth, okay. Magatama secrets. So I actually have to use the Magatama on him. There you are! You're working really late, you know. It's already past 10 p.m., dude. Yes. Actually, it is just about 10 right now. I think it's time you told me the truth. Relax. Don't you know that ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk. Yes! Right now! Oh god, he's locked up tighter than Fort Knox. Now, let's hear what the secret of yours is. What if Mr. Creator had been successful in the plan? What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude, I don't know. I don't know anything but Juan, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I can keep saying this until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on, I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me. Huh? I know you pay close attention to Mr. Corrida, especially that night. Receipt. So... Take! Ah! I fricked up! I friggity digged up! Can't believe you can be floating in a time like this. Okay, Mr. Guard, I need you to pay close attention to Mr. Corrida. I know you pay close attention to Mr. Corrida, especially on that night. It's not the receipt. Take! Someone used this camera to secretly film Mr. Corrida's room the day of the murder. Secretly film? What? And then the images the camera took with this transmitter. Wow, but dude, where was this camera you're talking about hidden? Here you go! In the bear! The bear! The spy camera was hidden in the bear's eye. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. I guess one had a few of those kinds of fans on it, dude. Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear to Mr. Corrida was... you! Mr. Guard, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. Aw, but he says he knows you. How can you forget such a great friend? What else? Says that the one who put this camera in his eye was you, Mr. Guard. If I didn't know how you work in court, I think I was in serious trouble. Come on, this is all a joke, right? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up the secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Here's my proof. It was you who put the camera inside the bear. Take that! Because the credit card was in your name. I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. Guard. It's from you. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell from this is I spent $3,800. I go to the department store all the time, okay? This couldn't be the toothbrush I bought that one time. A $3,800 toothbrush. It's ivory, and it's got elephant hair for bristles. Ew, elephant hair, is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway, the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. So can I ask you one thing? Yes, you're my lawyer, right, dude? So, if you are, then why are you looking at stuff like that? Because if you don't know if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked you why you set up the camera yet. And what your secret is, of course. It would be strictly confidential. So, what are you going to do now? I'm going to find out what I want to know because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Corrida's room and filmed it in secret is... I don't want to risk it. I want to... So there's a receipt. Okay, you tell Mr. Guard that in film Corrida's room... So the seashell. Here! What's this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. There's a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer, and I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer. That's ridiculous! Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? If you really don't know, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? This is it. I'm finally starting to get to the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Mr. Guard, I know why you know Mr. Killer, because you're the hero of justice, you're a star, you're his client. That's why. Because that's why Engard is getting a... That's why the killer, Shelly, wants to get Engard an acquittal because the two are in cahoots. Since you're the one who set up the camera, that means you knew You knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So how you know something like that? It's because you're his client, that's why. You hired Shirley the killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Corrida. The real mastermind behind the whole murder is you, Madden Guard! And here I was trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought anyways. Mr. Guard, you really did hire? Hold on a second. I'm gonna consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyways. About time for what? I think... How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Madden Guard. You went all liquid snake on me! Liquid! Ugh. Thought I was gonna have to put up an extra fight there. Matt's secret. Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. You really... So you are Shirley the killer's client. You really don't think I would dirty my own hands in this, did you? What do you mean? And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself, trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is one is dead. Is that right, Mr. Lawyer? That you're lying. What a terrible... It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on, let us grown-ups talk a little more adult things. But why? Why do you hate the video and Karen? A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian. He knew about Miss Adrian's secret? But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, at least of all assassins. What? Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding sinful deeds over their heads. And a superstar like me? How do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? And that's where the video comes in. It's got his face and the crime scene recorded on it, preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. That's right. That video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright? Why would you do something so wrong? Because I'm grown up and I can. Good enough of an answer for you, little girl. That's not even good enough of an answer for me. Motive for murder. Why would you kill Mr. Corrida? Because he was about to sling so much dung into my beautiful public image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? This is all because of the press conference, isn't it? If Mr. Corrida had been able to give it, then Mr. Ngar's secret would have... well, what would we call taking advantage of the situation, you know? I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit, it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself. How beautiful, I thought. And that's how Mr. Corrida ended up dead. Because he was about to blow the lid off your secret. Let me tell you something, I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. Is that how you see yourself? Put on a sweet innocent face and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it, the assassin too. Oh, and how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone, all working their butts off for me, Madden Guard. Aw, did I leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You're grown awfully quiet. How could I have been so deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked you if you killed Juan Corrida, and you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone. Hey now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was the killer guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking a catnap in my room. You killed Mr. Corrida! Ha ha ha, I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. Grr! Aw, but too bad, you can't, you're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Ah, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely cannot do. Because then Maya would be dead. Mystic Maya! You wouldn't want to test a killer. He is a man of his words, or so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. You scoundrel! So if I were you, Mr. Wright, Esquire, I think I would give it all my tomorrow. My old tomorrow. Remember, everyone likes a happy win-win resolution. I'll get you for this. That's such a cliche phrase. Juan said something just like that, if memory serves. Of course, well, we all know how things turned out for him, don't we? Good night, Mr. Lawyer. Shit! My client is actually guilty! What the shit? What the shit? Ugh. Ugh. Maya, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. I'm lost. And now you finally found it. The starting line of this case. Edgeworth! I don't care for the hurried atmosphere here. Let's return to the precinct. Irish Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. Well, Wright, what are you going to do? If you plan on changing your strategy? No, we can't do that. That's right, he's holding Maya hostage. What should I do? That's not something I can answer for you. Mr. Edgeworth. Right, only you can decide where to go from here. 1 year ago at the time, I didn't truly understand what a prosecutor was. And that is why I had to leave the prosecutor's office. I felt that I couldn't stand in the court of law until I knew what a prosecutor really was. And now, Wright, it's your turn. My turn? What is this thing called a lawyer? What can you do as one? You must find the answer, and you must find it on your own. I'm a lawyer, but to fight for someone who is clearly a killer. Oh my god, how do I do that? Managard, that man is really, It really doesn't matter who. Every person deserves a proper defense and a fair trial. Isn't that the basis of our judicial system? Proper defense? But what exactly is that? Is it where a lawyer forcibly and blindly gets an acquittal through shouting and trickery? Ironic of all you people should say such a thing. Isn't that exactly how you fought your clients up until now? No! Oh, God. What the hell did I do? I listened to everything, and then I found a lot of contradictions. And then I made a lot of lucky guesses through sheer trial and error. Well, that may be true, but that's because I believe my clients to be innocent from the very bottom of my heart. But if I were to get guard acquittal, that isn't a proper defense at all. My situation. I became a lawyer because I thought I would save people who are suffering and in pain. But when I look at this mess we're in, I can't even protect the person closest to me. Even if I win the case, I still lose in the end. Because that asshole gets let loose. But if I lose the case, and I take that asshole down, Maya would die because of it. Ah! I just don't know what to do. You and me, Phoenix, you and me. Right. Would you get a hold of yourself? You have it all wrong. Huh? We aren't some sort of heroes, we're only human. You and I. You want to save someone? That's something easier said than done. When you say? You're a defense attorney. You can't run away from that. You can only fight. That's all you can do. Why fight? People like you and Francisco von Karma are always using all you have to pin me down. You fight to the very end even though you know it. The truth is not with you. But I'm not like you. You can't fight for a false verdict for a man I clearly know to be guilty. Francisca, she fights for herself. The only thing she fights for is her perfect win record, that's all. And isn't that the same as you? Isn't that why you ran away a year ago? Because your precious win record was destroyed? You were so petty! I see. Now I understand why you despise me so. However, you are mistaken. Thanks to you, when you sealed off my path to a perfect win record, I began to realize the error of my ways. I realized that things such as a perfect record were meaningless. What? I don't believe you. Are you saying that is why you left the prosecutor's office? But then why? Why are you here now? The answer to that is something you will find out on your own. I have faith you will see it before the verdict is read tomorrow. But if you can't, then you will be powerless to change the ending of this story. Beep, beep, beep. Mr. Nick, the transceiver! I'm sorry for what happened earlier. Now then, Mr. Attorney, did you wager you could obtain an acquittal tomorrow? My, what is the matter, Mr. Attorney? I don't sense your usual anger this time. Because I know the truth! And Matt and Guard hired you! And you've got me pinned down. If I win the case, that asshole's getting free. If I lose the case, Maya's dead. Tell me, please, why are you holding Maya hostage for Garnetzx's sake? Why are you doing this for that cold-blooded killer? Right. Please don't misunderstand. He is my client. Don't toy with me. A man who hires an assassin is just as much the killer himself. I believe you're asking me for a reason as to why I'm doing what I am. Yeah. This is what I'd like to call my aftercare. What the heck is aftercare? My name carries a certain amount of honor and dignity, Mr. Attorney. I take great care to ensure that no suspicion falls upon my clients for my handiwork. That is what I call client relations and is part of an assassin's duty. An assassin's duty? We were unlucky this time and my client was arrested as a suspect. As a result, I did what I had to do to enlist your expert help, Mr. Attorney, and to ensure that I do everything in your power to the very end. What is your name? I believe I once told you before, however. You did, but my name is the Killer. Shelley, the Killer. Is this the name? I'm thinking of Heavy Rain, of Scott Shelby. And now here we have Shelley. So, you're Shelley the Killer. Please keep in mind if you do not have much space to maneuver with me. As a killer, I always finish what I set out to do. If you fail to keep up your end of the bargain... Maya! It would be my duty as an assassin to see that she receives a nice long nap. Ah, no! Now then, if you'll excuse me, if someone were to trace the signal back to me, it would be quite troublesome. What? Mr. Maya, Mr. Maya! I heard a frackin' meow at the end of that. I don't know what to say. Edgeworth, You hear that at the end of the transmission? Hello. Sounded like a cat. A cat? It can't be that cat, can it? What is it? I think I know where Shelley Killer is holding Maya hostage. Edgeworth, have all the police units head for Garnetzx immediately. Alright, you hurry over there then. Don't lose hope yet, Pearls. The fight has only just begun. Yeah. I will move at the speed of light. Okay, in our mansion, living room. Maya! Please answer us. Missing Maya! We have all this area complete surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. Assuming he's still in the area. Can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer. Frackin' Jan Death was the killer. The killer. He and Megard were working together all this time. I'm sure they had worked out a contingency plan ahead of time. What is going on here? Why is there a teddy bear there? Oh, it's a figurine of a bear. There are lots of cuts in it for some reason. Figurine added a wooden bear-shaped figurine. It's covered in many thin cuts. A bear, isn't that more of a thing for Mr. Pareda? Why would something like this be here? Alright, look down. There's a pet door installed here. Ah, I'm sure that's for a shoe. You really think that this time came through the little door? This door, it's locked. Well, I'm pretty used to breaking doors bound by now. Let's go, Edgeworth. Slam! Ah! There's no one here. From the looks of this room, I would say that Mr. Gar's private lounge. Looks like... Oh, look at this, Mr. Wright. An antenna for sending and receiving radio signals in a VCR. Check inside the deck. If there's any tape, it would be an important piece of evidence. If we're lucky, we'll have the moment that the crime was committed and recorded on. I'm sorry, but the tape deck is empty. There's no tape to be found. No! But there's no mistake that someone used this to record something. It looks like someone took the tape we're looking for and escaped with it. There's a little door for shooting the big door. I'm sure I used this door to shove this out there. I'm sure it was her. Every time you give me some piece of evidence, it's always the most crucial piece. This time, too, I'm sure. It's in Guard's computer. Maya, why couldn't you have helped get this? Mr. Nick, where's the power switch? Oh, I get it. So that's what happened. She couldn't find the power switch. Satellite dish. There's a VCR and an antenna. The footage of the spy camera took at the scene of the crime. It was beamed here and recorded on tape. If only I had that tape, it would have been really helpful. Huge shell of any feature alert. I'm sure if Maya saw this, she'd say, I would die a happy samurai fan if I could see a nickel samurai on the TV like this. Yeah, that's what she'd say. Ah! I can't believe I just made a joke about Maya, all things considered. The Garnetzx reel labels a very large collection of videotapes. Looks like Garnetzx taped all of his own shows. It's a very small table. I bet we could barely squeeze 3 pearls in there. But I wouldn't sit on a table to begin with, Mr. Nick. What's a spacious sofa? I bet 10 pearls would sit on here. I don't think 10 of me would fit, Mr. Nick. Okay, now... Wine cellar. We've searched all over. It looks like he got away. I'm sorry. Looks like he slipped out of our grasp this time. And now we've lost our only lead. Don't give up yet. That little girl is looking to you to be her pillar. Yeah, you're right. We're close, I can tell. We've already set up checkpoints along every route leading out of this district. Leave the rest to us. Maya. It's a pretty heavy door, isn't it? I can't open it by myself. Please, don't shut me in here by accident, okay, Mr. Nick? If I were locked in a place like this, I'd be plenty scared too, trust me. Wine! Wow, I've never seen so many bottles in one place before. Well, I guess you're a star. When you're a star, you have so much money you can buy anything you want. Well, the light doesn't filter in the way, so it's hard to see. It looks like there are crates and cardboard boxes tied up with wire here. What is this? This looks like a picture of Miss Impax. With love, Celeste. Miss Impax, you mean... Yes, Mr. Kurita's former manager. Why would a picture of Miss Impax be in Mr. Ungar's mansion? And why does it say with love? This might be a clue. Celeste is written on it. What's wrong, girls? Please, let me see the picture frame. What's so special with the frame? On the back, there's something written on the back of the frame. Maya. It's Mystic Maya. She left us a message. What? I thought you'd come, I knew you would. Now listen, you better get in guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creep slime bag on not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever. I'm fine, so you don't need to worry. There's so much I want to write, but I don't think I have time left. Pearl, you're here there too? Make sure you help Nick, okay? Someone's gotta watch out for the helpless lunk. That's it for now. No! Mr. Maya! Sob, right. What's wrong? Why the blank stare? Oh, nothing. We've got to search the house and there's the last room. It looks like he eluded us. Edgeworth, yes. As far as clues go, I think this is all I'm gonna get. But I'm still short one last thing. And what is that? The Cyclops. From Adrian Andrews. Miss Andrews' Cyclops. If I could just find out what secret she's holding, then I think I stand a chance in court tomorrow. To blow this case wide open and expose the truth. I think I know what you're thinking. I'll contact the detention center. Thanks, Edgeworth. Well, let's go, Pearls. It's time to open the last lock. I think I have all the evidence, and I am not giving up on this. Good evening, Mr. Wright. Okay. One lock. Just one measly little lock that can flip open. Even though it's a combo lock, and it takes a pair of bolt cutters to get that one open. What's wrong? You look ill. Miss Andrews, I have come to remove your Cyclops. Cyclops? I want to know and what you will tell me. Your secret. Fine, go ahead. Try and break me if you can. Oh, I will! One lock. Easy. Just gotta find the right angle around it. Why frame him? Can you please tell me why you framed Mr. Ungar for murder? I've already told you countless times. It's because I thought Matt was a killer. No, that's not. I know you have a personal reason to dislike Mr. Ungar. Miss Andrews, you think I didn't hear it, but I know you said something earlier. You said revenge. So you're saying I was taking my revenge on Matt, and that's why? What an absurd idea. I don't have anything I want to take revenge for. Miss Andrews, a woman who lives by being dependent on other people. There is something or someone in her past that would make her want to take revenge. This one? Take that! I fricked! Shit! Screwed big time. Okay, retry. It's not this. There's something or someone in her past that would make her take revenge. In her past, that would take revenge. But who? I don't know. Juan Corrida? Take... Yes! I don't know the answer! I came in guns a-blazing, and now I realize my clip was empty. Alright, that's it. I'm looking at the walkthrough. Gar Mansion, Detention Center. Adrian says, real killer. You mentioned that you heard Adrian talk about a minute. Clearly something made her want to take revenge. Present the suicide report. What? Which suicide report? See, Celeste impacts found by one Cordelia was her suicide. So the suicide note. I want to take revenge. It was because of the suicide note, wasn't it? Take that! Celeste. There is only one catalyst that would have such a strong feeling, even revenge. And then it's Miss Impact suicide. What are you trying to say? Celeste was Juan's manager. On top of that, the one who hit her suicide note was Juan. What does it all have to do with Matt? You're right, you haven't mentioned him yet. But for you to hate Master Managard, it would mean that he must have some relation to Miss Impact's and her suicide. Can you explain to me this relationship between Miss Celeste and Matt? It was... this! Yes! Got it. This is the photo of Miss Impact's, correct? She looks younger than when she passed away, though. What? With love, Celeste. This is Miss Impact's handwriting, isn't it? Where did you find this? No, that's alright. It was a rhetorical question. Yeah, it is. I found it in Mr. Ngar's mansion. And after all this time, my last remaining secret has been revealed. You're a lesbian! That's what it is. She's a goddamn lesbian! Why from him? Celeste, she was supposed to get married to Juan. Yes, but I heard that it didn't work out. Because Mr. Corrida didn't want to get married to her anymore, right? Yes, because of Matt. Because of Mr. Gar, what do you mean? I think I can see where this is going. Celeste, she was Matt's manager a long time ago. She was the happiest woman in the world at the time. I was working part-time back then and I often saw the two of them together. So that is why. With love, Celeste is... Oh, so Celeste was with Matt. Oh, my head goes places. Now, I need a sock to wear that does not have holes in it. Please and thank ya. Give me a second, I want to change my sock because it has a gigantic hole in it. That's going straight in the garbage. With love, Celeste is written on the frame of the picture. They were a couple, weren't they? It wasn't anything as splendid as that. Celeste was being used. Toyed with until she was thrown away. That's so horrible. Matt's entire image is built around how nice and wonderful of a man he is. A scandal would have destroyed that. Which is why Celeste, in her kindness, moved over to Worldwide Studios. And that is where she met Juan. She seemed really happy with him, even happier than when she was with Matt. Celeste and Juan were such a good match until they were even planning to get married. And that was it was suddenly called off. On the night Juan called the marriage off, Celeste, she killed herself. And that is why I framed Matt. It was revenge for Celeste and for myself. Huh. I'm sure you can guess why Juan called the wedding off, right? Matt confessed to Juan about his relationship with Celeste. I see, so that's what happened. But, then why do you, Mr. Corrida, have to call it the wedding? I don't understand at all. It was probably because of his worthless male pride. Juan and Matt are always fierce rivals. Matt waited for the wedding announcement and then unleashed the truth on Juan. He was aiming for him and almost hurt Juan the most. Poor Miss Impacts. That wasn't the end of it. That day, I'm almost certain that Celeste left a suicide note behind. And in that note, she left a detailed account of Matt's various misdeeds, and so that she would never again be hurt by Matt, she chose to die. Then, when Juan discovered her body, he hid her note. But why would you do that? Simple. Juan realized that note was a powerful weapon against Matt. It would be especially damaging to his refreshing like a spring breeze image. In any case, with his pride hurt, Juan sought revenge. Revenge? There's that word again. Juan wanted to publicly disclose the contents of the suicide note. At that time, that would cause Matt the most damage of course. Hero. And that was at the press conference after the stage show. I know all about it because I heard it from Juan. It was so I could find out all about this that drew close to Juan to begin with. You're quite a pair of hideous monsters, aren't they? Even Celeste was something for them to use in their game. That night, when I found Juan's body, it was only natural I thought the murderer was Matt. Those two were always spying on one another after all. As for me, I'm frankly searching for Celeste's suicide note. I wanted to destroy it before it ever went public. I was going to burn it. I'd even brought a lighter. But I couldn't find the suicide note, and that's when my revenge crossed my mind. Yes, I was going to bring them my own cruel revenge. Celeste was killed by those two monsters. So when I stabbed one's body with that knife, I didn't feel a single shred of guilt. And that's all I have to say. Well, Mr. Wright, even knowing all this, are you still gonna help that man? I'm a lawyer. I see. What a foul profession. Thank you very much for your time and for talking with me. It was no big deal. I couldn't sleep anyway. I can't sleep either, not with my situation or with that what I know now. Yes, please, save it, save it, save it. There we go. Oh, there's that weird theme. Huff, huff. Grr! How did I get into this mess? This is just like the first case where I heard that weird ringtone. That's far enough! You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright. This is just like the first case, except it's gone like this. What? What have I done wrong? I cannot allow you to go on like this. Question mark. But I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title. This is just like the first case, right before the trial. Except this time it's different. I've had this dream before, as if this day was written. Today I'll stand in court as a lawyer to prove a killer innocent. March 23rd, 9:43 a.m. Trial Part 3. And it's almost gonna end after all this. Beep. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look so well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty, right? Beep. Ha ha ha! If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend is also writing on today's verdict too. Grr. Now listen up. You better get in a guilty verdict. Hey! You better get and guard a guilty verdict, guilty sentence. Okay? If you get that creepy slime bag on not guilty, I'll never forgive you ever. Maya. Phoenix. Phoenix! Mia! This is back. Maya, how's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried channeling since yesterday. Mia. What am I supposed to do? I don't know what to do! Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. No. But you can't give up. There's still some hope left. You haven't played this in so long. I know, in like 2 weeks. I wanted to get back to it because I felt like I left this off for a bit. Can't give up. There's still hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here. Not anywhere. Ah, it's that cursing guard again. Beep. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You're really mean, pal. Ah, come shoot. I'm really, really sorry. Where are you? They let me join the investigation team and we're chasing after the killer, pal. Then you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we got 0 leads on that guy. We're not gonna give it up. Come shoot. Until the trial is over, until the verdict is handed down, we're going to do everything we can to find the killer. Also, are you working tomorrow? No. As you can get Maya out, then you can get and guard the guilty verdict he deserves. Pal, that's true. I could do that if they found Maya first. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make that trial last longer. I have to make the trial last longer. To buy as much time as possible. If you go at Mr. Edgeworth with everything you got, then you can draw it out. Okay, now I get it. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're gonna give it all we got, just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Beep. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Yeah. Looks like we're coming to an end. I have to make this trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through. I know it. March 23rd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of man and guard. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. Want to do start a live stream tomorrow? Yes. Yes. I'm gonna finish this game off tonight! The mystery being what exactly was Miss Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you please inform the court of today's proceeding. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. Engard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. And you're saying that she is guilty after all? I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. Were they Mirandized? Maybe. But this game... The original setting of this game was in Japan, so the Miranda rights is not a thing. And when it was translated in English, its setting took place in California. Oddly enough, the same place you're living in! What is this? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Cornito was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Manengard. Were they Japanese Mirandais? I don't know if there is a such thing. What a surprising turn of events. I would think that has become commonplace by now, Your Honor. I know what's going on this time, so I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. But we have to hold out as long as we can, at least until Maya is safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Defendant's mentor. That would be my only defense as a lawyer. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Okay, I'm Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star. And what is your relation to the defendant? Well, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way, yeah. Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry. Well, but just kind of a nothing sort of guy. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is that correct? Yes. I didn't know that. Then this was just brought up now. But you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. Engard's room. Okay, sure. Witness testimony, you visited Matt's room. So you actually visited the defendant. What did you see? After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of the room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone at first. I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I guess with me that night, I couldn't make them wait for me. Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony. And talking with a bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. Engard was speaking with an ordinary bellboy, what are you implying? An ordinary bellboy. Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Ordinary bellboy. Are you pointing me in the direction to cross-examine, Edgeworth? Looks like we're in another sticky situation, huh? A trap. Can you smell it, Phoenix? You mentioned the ordinary bellboy, as if you want me to say something about it. But for us to find out more, we're just gonna have to charge in head first, right? Cross-examination. My turn! After the award ceremony, I went up by myself to Matt's room. Hold it! Why? The defendant's room. Why do you go there? Well, I'm his mentor, like a big brother, sir, and I wanted to say congrats. What's wrong? Why do you stop? Mr. Wright! What is it? You're gonna try to trick me in the corner, aren't you? Huh? I'm just poor underpaid action star, but I'm not the killer. Who the hell said I was trying to pin it on you? No one said you were, Mr. Powers. No, please don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy. Every time I find a contradiction, it doesn't mean they're a bad guy. Perhaps the witness is horribly mistaken. Nobody's a bad guy unless I find out if they're maliciously lying. Witness, I'll personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony. Sorry! So you went to the defendant's room, and then? Hey, wait a minute. How did I suddenly turn into the bad guy here? Matt was sitting in there in front of his room, still in a nickel samurai costume. Hold it! Are you sure there was Matt in guard? Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the nickel samurai mask back then. If that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. And what was the defendant doing standing in front of his own room? He was talking with someone. At first I thought it was a bellboy. Hold it! At first, what do you mean by that? Well, he was a bellboyish uniform and a bottle of juice on a tray. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. And why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Why do you think he wasn't an ordinary bellboy? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry. I guess I'm gonna have to wait patiently on this one. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. Hold it! What were they doing? Saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant together, correct? Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave a bellboy a tip. A tip? But that's a perfectly normal thing to do. So let me watch the two of them. Not more than a minute or two, I think. I had to guess with me so I couldn't make them wait. Hold it! So, who are these guests you're talking about? You guys, of course, you and Maya and Little Pearl. I thought it would be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. It was kind of like squeezing water from a stone. It's probably pointless to press further. You remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? I don't remember that happening. Maya was making such a racket in her hyper state, I ended up focusing on her. I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long. In there. Okay, so... said to wait on it, so... Hold it! I need to go get it. Are you sure it was man in guard? Yeah, I'm sure he wasn't wearing the mask. Can't be mistaken. In front of his room. I was talking with someone at first. Thought it was a bellboy. Hold it! At first, what do you mean by that? I didn't think it was a normal bellboy. And why was that? Why do I think, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Hey, wait a second. Actually, Mr. Powers only said a few minutes ago you stated... you know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. That's the something weird. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Ah! Yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor? This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please bring your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? Matt gave the bellboy a tip. What kind of a tip was it? Hold it! So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much was it? Well, that's when something more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket, and that's when I first got my good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid we don't follow at all. Sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of this shocking moment should I ask about? The bellboy's face or Engard's tip? What is it about the tip? How much? The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips. Wouldn't you agree? Sure, but giving that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much? How much is a little too much? Will you please clarify for the court about how much would you say the defendant gave the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. And why is that? Because he gave the bellboy a really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash? Like moolah! Ah, well, how interesting. Certainly was a generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash that can be hardly called a tip, Your Honor. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of it. Raise an objection. So what? He spends money all the time. The defendant is a superstar. That kind of a tip is typical fare for people like him. Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? If I could receive large rolls of cash by bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I be standing around here prosecuting? He's got a point. I don't even get paid, let alone rolls of cash from all my hard work. So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? Payment, Your Honor. For what? Payment? Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Juan Corrida. Mr. Juan Corrida. Then the bellboy the witness saw... Yes, he was the assassin. Hold your horses now, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley the Killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelley the Killer. He is the person the police's investigation team has been chasing for ages. I am certain that the person the witness saw this very assassin, Shelley the Killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Just something clicked in my head and I thought I just figured something out. Oh? Actually, I saw the bellboy again later that night. What? Mr. Powers, please testify. Please tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Right away. The second time you saw him. This time, I was in the hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that was when the bellboy that I saw earlier came in the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's room. Now that I think about it, the bellboy did seem kind of out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. I mean... You mean what? Thank you very much, that's all we need to know. Huh? You gotta save it every moment of the way, no matter what. But I am not done, there's still more. Let us first establish that the bellboy is truly Mr. the Killer, then we shall. So, the bellboy came out of the victim's room, and if the bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain us and make us laugh. Ha 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 ha! There's no laughing matter. Okay, now what? The second time. Let me load up something very quickly, and then I'll get started. Okay, there we go. This time I was in the hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. Hold it! And what time was it? Ah, well, I don't remember. The award ceremony ended around 8 p.m., right? And when I went to Matt's room pretty soon after that, and then I came back. Okay, so do I have an autopsy report? Ended at around 8. That's when the murder started, around 8:15. And then I went to the bathroom. So I guess it was around 8:10 by the time. You're not one for details, are you, Mr. Powers? Sorry, I thought I could maybe catch Matt and say my congrats. And that's when the bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Hold it! What did he look like? Are you sure it was the same bellboy? Yeah, and how could you tell? All the bellboys wear the same uniform after all. But, you see, well, he had those stitches on his face. Stitches? Was he a snitch? Do snitches get stitches? Ark. So I'm sure it was the same guy that I was talking with Matt. So which room did the bellboy come out of? Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's room. Hold it! The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the real pretty flowers and teddy bears. It was Juan's room, alright. Words cannot describe how screwed I am. So let's continue with the testimony, shall we? Now that I think about it, that bellboy didn't seem kind of out of place. Hold it! Why? So exactly was so out of place about him. Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's gonna say next? Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed? That bellboy was one of those room service people, correct? Well, he wasn't pushing a cart and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange, too, wouldn't you? I agree that it was a bit strange, Mr. Powers. Is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers' testimony slide, or try to pull a fast one? What happens if I let it slide, or pull a fast one? I'm gonna save it first, and then I'm gonna try to pull a fast one. There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really is. There really isn't. If you two are done being school children, bellboys are for room service, there's no reason for them to be empty-handed, ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness' previous statement be supplemented with this new one. Grr, Edgeworth! Are you going to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious? I see. Very well. This court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please. Yes, sir. I thought it was kind of strange for a bellboy to come out of the guest room empty-handed. Hold it! So you're saying that it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed? Yeah, really suspicious. I mean, when I first saw the bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hand, and there was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it. Juice? What kind of juice was it? I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice. If we could come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed, some sort of proof, then I think we can dodge a bullet on this one for now. Proof? Sounds like another job for the court record. Was the assassin? It would be very bad for us, but is he really an assassin, you know? Yes, but you can't give in yet. If you want to prolong this trial as long as possible, you're gonna have to pull some cheap tricks on this one. Okay! Okay. I gotta think about this for a second. The reason why he would be empty-handed. I thought it was kind of strange for the bellboy to come out empty-handed. I thought it was kind of strange for the bellboy to come out of the guest room empty-handed. Because he delivered the tomato juice. So... I actually did it! I pulled a good one! I know I'm sounding childish, but what the hell? Mr. Powers? Yes? You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. But is it really suspicious? He's got all those stitches end. So, a baseball has stitches. Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Gulp. Well, there's also, what about him being empty-handed? I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. This is the crime scene. There's a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Kurita's body, and the liquid inside the glass is tomato juice. And now if you look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner here, anyone can clearly see that it is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. So he was empty-handed because he left the tray with the tomato juice in the room. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Kurita's room. He left it in the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left. But that would mean the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room. Nope. But you can prove that Can you prove that Mr. Kurita was already dead at the time? Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I blame you for leading me down this route. I'm terribly sorry. What is it with him? Why is he laughing? Witness? Isn't there one more thing you'd like to share with us? Is there? The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say empty-handed. As I recall something interesting to say about his hands. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Okay. I can do this. Huh? What? That bellboy, he was wearing gloves. So? Gloves? Yeah, pitch black. Leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves. Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry, it slipped my mind. Boy, doesn't this make this bellboy really look suspicious? Alright, gotta focus. I can't get lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright. That bellboy was wearing black leather ones. So? The football is made of leather. Are you saying all football is because they're made of leather? Gulp! But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. So he had leather. So what? And then he was leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe that he was just another bellboy. It seems like we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest? Oh yes, please tell us more. Okay. He's just like that. Their second meeting. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on the mat's door just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left without even going to the room. After that, I went into the bathroom and then back to my seat. So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene next to the defendant's room, yeah, I kind of saw it all by accident. Some accident, I'd say you saw too much. And all that's suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. Their second meeting. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Oops. Oh, wait, hold it! Why would you go to Matt's room? Is that what you saw while you were busy spying? Excuse me? I may be a poor underpaid action star, but even I couldn't stoop to spying. Well, I think the point is, where do you watch all this from, Mr. Powers? Oh, I'm from the door of the bathroom, with my left eye in the sort of sneaky spy-like. I knew he was spying. Please, does it really matter whether or not doing it over underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know. He gave something to the person inside the room. Hold it! What was that something? I said, hold it! Okay. That's better. Ahem. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Oh, okay. I can really ask him about the question. About the person inside, about the something... About the something! He gave something to this person? Yeah. And what was this something? Ah, haha. If I remember what it was, I wouldn't be calling it something, would it? But this implies something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure? You really can't remember, Mr. Powers. I think it was kind of small. There's an incredibly piece of information. Please try to remember what it was. I'll try. In the meantime, let's talk about another point. Namely, the bellboy did next. Oh, after you gave the person inside the room the thing? It was really small. Then the old guy just left, without even going into the room. Hold it! Where did the bellboy go after he left Mr. Agar's room? He opened the door to Viola Hall. Went in there, and who knows right after that? I do. After that, I went back to the bathroom, back to my seat. Hold it! Do you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at the time? Oh yeah, I saw that one thing. What? You saw something else? There was a jittery alien with a ray gun. That was Old Bag. He was watching Juan's door like some sort of stalker. I think we can refer about the end. Well, Mr. Powers' testimony just now is as vague as his first. It's a little troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clear. Although it just makes it harder on us, doesn't it? Talk about lose-lose situation. Something tells me I gotta look at the other one. So, skip it. Skip all this. About the person inside. So, who took this something the bellboy handed off? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm? Then you're saying you didn't see the person's face. Yeah, I would like to summarize the testimony up to the point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There he handed a small item of sorts to the person inside. As for the person who received the arm, all you could see was this person's arm. Yes, it was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is this all really that important? Of course, Your Honor. I think this is most important. This is whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off. Let's see. I think it was... No. If you remember, please add it to your testimony. Yes, sir. I saw it again, and I could say for sure, but I think it was some sort of wooden statue. A wooden statue. Something small. A wooden bear-shaped figurine covered in many thin cuts. Objection! Aha! I made it work! And nobody's saying anything. What was the point of that pregnant pause? Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up. It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling something bad is going to happen once I show this. Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers, the something you saw, was it this item? Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out. I recall we found this at Matt and Gar's mansion. At the defendant's house? We're trying to prove the defendant. You're not as intricate Maya, but the defendant is also a mean asshole, made everybody kill themselves. What does this mean? It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley, the killer, assassinated Juan Cardinal in this room. And then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime. Then the bear being found in Mr. Agar's mansion would mean... It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Managar is the killer's client. Ugh. Order, order, order! I said order! Mr. Wright, this is the most unfortunate turn of events for you. Yeah, sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would have come out. If not now, then it would have. Later on. Even if you had shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. Ah, I almost forgot that he knew about it too. I think it is clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial. I can't let this happen. I have to do something. I have to object! Any possible way! There's have to be something I've overlooked. What? Your Honor, a minute, please. Yes, Mr. Wright? There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull? That wasn't the only thing we found at the mansion. We also found this. Found at the Ingram mansion. Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright. Questionable point we'd like to explore further. Testimony. The person who received the bear. Because we only saw the arm. Even though it did end up at Engard's mansion, who received the bear? There was only one thing in Mr. Power's testimony that was very unclear, and that the identity of the person who received the bear. He gave something to the person inside the room. I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure if... Ah! What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why. Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so I remembered. I remembered who took the bear. What? Really? I mean, I only saw his arm. But the arm. It was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear it. You've got to be kidding me! Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I was sure it was the Nickel Samurai. Order, order! It looks like you've dug your own grave yet again! How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took the little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as we know, Matt and Garde is the Nickel Samurai. Thanks to the defense, we've made it all clear. What am I supposed to do now? Mia, help! You don't have time. You don't have time to act lost. You've got to find another angle to attack this from. Hurry! Bring this... No! Your Honor! Again, Mr. Wright, we're already removed any and all questionable areas of this testimony. It's about time you remove... It's about time you remove from court. This court, Mr. Wright. I have to find something. Even more, a little point will do. There are still questions left unanswered. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright, what question would you like to... Hey... The bear itself... Why a wooden bear? Why a wooden bear? The bear itself. I think it's very obvious the bear is very questionable. The bear, Mr. Wright? This was found in Mr. Engard's mansion. However, Mr. Engard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home. Oh! I think Your Honor has finally figured out what I'm trying to say. It's not possible that it was Mr. Engard who took this bear to the mansion. What? That's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There are no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home. Phew! Disaster averted. Shit! But the prosecution still has an objection. You haven't gotten the best of me, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember it was clear day. I remember that you muttered to yourself in Engard's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was with the killer. The killer and Engard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hunting Engard mansion as its butler. What a bold move! The bear figurine was brought to Engard mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Engard had him do so. I assumed it was because he would have been bad. The police found out in their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Is there anything I can attack at all? I think we've heard enough. We've now figured out what this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion. As well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in the room. Everything has become clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt Guard. I see no reason for this trial to continue, therefore I should hand down my verdict. Shit! 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 Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After that, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth. Any last objections, Mr. Wright? Well, what should I do? Object! I don't know why! I will not against my verdict. There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing left out is this one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have had these two reasons to believe my client is an assassin's client. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at Ingard Mansion. However, it is possible that this is all working from a certain other person. What are you saying? What am I saying is it's possible a different person is the killer's real client. The real client? Yes. Tisk tisk. Is that all you have? Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Oh, shit! I gotta pin the blame on somebody. Who do you say is the killer's real client and therefore the real murderer? Okay. Okay. Who? Adrian Andrews. Why? Because she's talked about revenge a lot, so take that! Adrian Andrews? Yes, it was. We already know that she tried to frame Manengard for the crime. By wearing a spare nickel samurai costume. Ah! Then the nickel samurai saw. That could have been very well Miss Andrews. But what about Mr. Guard? If you would please recall yesterday's testimony. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period. That's right. Then, the figuring is very well laid trap set up by Miss Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this? I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either. What is with this trial? Come on, anyone can tell. I can't believe the defense would go on so far as to pin the guilt on someone else. Yeah, unbelievable. This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, there's one fight I can't give up on. Order, order, order! All distrustful parties will be forced to leave the courtroom. Your Honor, for the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with this what-if game. His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Oh, crap. Mr. Wright, even if you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did especially bring that bear to guard right away. Why would the killer bring the bear? The bear! Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely! And I'm sure once the courtroom knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon the witness who will clear all the doubts against Mrs. Andrews. And who would that be? It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself. I see. Well, then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time. Yes, Your Honor. 11:54 a.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 3. Ha 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 ha. Oh, I knew it would be a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought you, in your desperation, you would try to pin the guilt on Adrian. Ugh, I swear this demon will pay. Mr. Nick, Pearls, where's Mia? I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away. A really strong power? Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is. It's from Gumshoe. How's it going? How are you hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just have barely found something to latch on to. Phew, that is good, pal. What about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer might... we still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time. We just had one. Even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come in this far. I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep this trial going until Maya's been rescued. But have I just really run out of luck at this time, or is your hope for all for naught? Ah! A tent? I can see the circuit's tent. Mia! It looks like Maya was unconscious until a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She locked in a dusty little room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. It was a very big circus! Is there a circus in town right now? There's only one, pal, the very big circus. Mine is somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on the map. Over. 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry. And I can see his mailbox on the window just outside. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay. What else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything. Felt like it was an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, hang in there just a little longer. Wish us luck. Good luck. Okay, later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state. Phoenix, she's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya is rescued. I can do this. I just have to make the trial last a little longer. Even if everyone hates my guts. To do the right thing is to be hated. Because you're being held hostage by a bigger asshole. Court will now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered this victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question raises. Why this particular item? I believe that the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager and St. Jean Andrews to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of the murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have. So she does know about it. Have you seen it before? That's right. It's only natural the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? Secrets? What? It's covered in many tiny cuts. Why? Is it a puzzle? Why? What is she? I somehow lucky guessed that this person would know something, but no, only because she mentioned revenge. Actually, there's an elaborate puzzle. Ooh. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. It's just, at its center is a cavity, just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell if it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. This bear is a jewelry box? So this figurine is a container of sorts, is it? Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes, that is a superb craftsmanship. Oh, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. It looks like there really is something in that bear after all. It's a puzzle box! But what's inside of it? I wonder. I really, really, really want to know. I need to know. I gotta find out. Actually, there's an elaborate puzzle. Hold it! Can you solve it for us? A puzzle? That's right. What you done? Looks like it's an ordinary figurine. True enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. Hold it! So you can take it apart. And how would one go about doing that? Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in. Oh, yes, I see. After that, arms and legs are free to move and it can be removed. Oh! This is most interesting. A boy and his new toys. Like he's 5 all over again. Still looking over it again. Oh! Don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. I think he's lost it. So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? In the center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Hold it! And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. So you know how to take it apart? Huh? It was a souvenir from a friend that I went to Switzerland. Then this is a present from you. That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for one. So it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. Because of the complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. Hold it! So, who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland. I know there are many people with the same bear in the country. But this looks like it can be easily broken. Especially if someone wanted to get what's inside. Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same once it has been broken. You really can't tell it's a small jewelry box by looking at it. No, you can't, even if it's wooden. Hold it! Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box? I never told anyone. And as long as one never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew. The two of you, huh? Then of course that means Mr. Regard didn't know, right? I think this is all about gonna get it for now. Link read in interest know how to open it. Huh. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you've come to realize that there's one very important fact we have some card in is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we agreed at this point, there's only one logical conclusion we can come to, and that is this. Open it up! What's inside the box? Yep. What's inside? That's right, that's what we're going to find out next, witness. Yes? You are the only one who can open this. Please. There's a painful silence. All eyes are on Miss Andrews now as she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart. Click. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted? What is this? It looks like a note. I don't think we need to guess what it is, do we, Mr. Wright? A note. Inside of a wooden bear that only Miss Andrews and Juan know how to open up. Is that the suicide note? That's the suicide. It's the suicide note. Oh my god, it is. The suicide note. The suicide note left by Juan, Cornelia's former manager, Celeste Impacts. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we have suspected, it was hidden. Inside by the victim, Juan Cordelia himself. It seems Celeste Impacts had very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide. Order! Witness, do you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard it all from Juan. When I discovered this body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public. But I couldn't find it anywhere, because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Edgeworth's pace. So now the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What does it say? What does it say? What is written on the note? That's right, at least that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate to know the contents of the note that has been made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it, and now I was going to burn it for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud. Very well. The judge's voice rang loud and clear as deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impact left us a record of all that had happened to her. About being used and then being thrown away by a guard. And about being engaged to Corita and guard's role in destroying that. And about how she decided in her despair to end it all. And that's all Miss Impacts had to say. That Matt and Guard has been a horrible, frackin' ingrate bastard to everybody he's ever been engaged with. There's only one thing I get to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Guard. Then what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes, on the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word, Mr. Guard. Managard values above all else is refreshing like a spring breeze image. Which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. Found inside the figurine tells of Matt's and Guard's horrible misdeeds. It's Mr. Guard's fault. At this time, we even went so far as to kill someone and stop him from revealing that. How terrible! What a selfish person! I guess there are slimeball lawyers out there who will defend these creeps too! There is no room for doubt here. Mr. the Killer's client's goal was to obtain the suicide note. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bearer with the note was inside the defendant's house. It seems that we have come to the truth at last. That he's a horrible frackin' bastard. But I need to get an acquittal from him in order to save Maya because the assassin has Maya hostage. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. Eric! How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called in yet. Do you know what I must do? Okay. There are two deadly pieces of evidence, the figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of the situation through one of these. The gavel is already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry! Which one? The bearer of the note. The suicide note or the figurine. Which of these products should I pursue? The notes! Why? Please wait, Your Honor. Oh man, look at that, Larry. He's still going at it. It's like he doesn't care. I think Your Honor believes that the man in guard killed him in order to obtain this note. Yes, that is correct. But it seems a little strange. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. If Matt was going to get that note, why didn't he destroy the bear figurine? This note was hidden by Mr. Cordian until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I say Mr. Manangar could not have known what was written on the note. Oh, I don't think of it that way. Exactly, but I do think of it that way. But I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in their right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said. Even though you can criticize me and tear me apart for that, that's something you cannot deny. Order. Make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Richards, what is your opinion? It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well in this one. Unfortunately. I think he believes it differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with the wishing more despair upon himself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is that? It is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? What the? I thought the spy camera was in my possession. It is. Miss Manangar and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And the victim, Juan Corrida, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Manangar. Oh, shit. Order! Order! Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? You don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities. Well, sort of. Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright. I see you're confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night, we searched the victim's house in a hunch, using this Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Manangar's fingerprints were on there? Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. How much more time can I buy? It's fairly obvious that Mr. Manangar learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. You got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. Hey, now what's that lawyer thinking? Mommy, is that man the bat killer guy? Shush, stop, don't look at him. The way he's sweating is just so, ew, nasty. What, I sweat all the time. Who gives a shit if he sweats? Phoenix, yes, Chief. Have you figured out what you're gonna do next? What am I gonna do next? Does running away seem like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Mr. Richards is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? What? Okay, improving that point that... Okay. What did he... Let me think about this for a second. He said that there was another camera stored somewhere, and that Angar was able to use it through that. There is a piece of evidence that we really should investigate. Something he should investigate. I really hate to see the good... We're not remembering to look into the item when you have the chance. Why are you speaking in riddle all of a sudden? Alright, I think this is time we finally understand it. Oh, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you? What is the piece of evidence that Mia is talking about? Can I figure out... Present the evidence... Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked into, or should I let it go? Present it! I have an objection, Your Honor. That was the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright. Alright, I'll give you a better one. Objection! Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go easily. You're beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. But Mr. Edgeworth does not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. What was it? The second time. The second meeting. Let's see. The crowd on the room starts whispering, what if game, blah, blah, blah. And hard again, start looking over where she's locked. What is it? Yeah, I'm looking at the walkthrough. Okay, okay, hold on a second. I'm looking at one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So you're telling me I forgot something? What? I don't know what it is. I'm just looking at the walkthrough. Gumshoe apologizes. Celeste. Okay, you should press Andrews on those statements. A note can be found inside. Unfortunately for Orange, just killer. Suicide note. You'll decide the evidence proved. Matt's mentioned is sir that not worried about the note going public anymore. Because you're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine this piece of evidence. What was it? The, I don't know. Matt's mentioned, I'm thinking. Suicide report. Hold on a second. Is now being added. Suicide note. Killing gets even clearer. Is going to reveal this note in public. Matt had to kill him for attack. Okay. Celeste. Shock from Celeste impacts suicide. The autopsy report. This! Nope. Well, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I believe some suspect was damaged, but I think they had... Whoops. Mr. Wright, after the trial is over, I'd like to see you in my chambers. I think there are a few things we need to discuss. Oops! I fragged up horribly! Ugh. Okay. I'm thinking! We killed, you should press in that. So this suicide note is added. Matt's motive for killing. You'll now have to decide evidence to pursue the suicide note. You can choose to pursue the figurine too. By doing this, you'll only bring you back to the suicide note. Gumshoe said... Okay. You will tell the court that handwriting of the note has been... Wait, what? Oh! Okay, I see what it is. Yes, Your Honor. If you're gonna speak it, at least use your brain to make up something intelligible. So, you're telling me you forgot something? Yes, there is one thing! But there's something really examined about this piece of evidence. The suicide note. This! Why? That is Miss Impact's suicide note, right? Who knows? Are we implying that the suicide note is, in fact, a forgery? I mean, sure, the suicide note was found inside this bear, but this bear was in my possession until a few moments ago. Which means... the handwriting on this suicide note is yet to be analyzed. Oh, so, as to whether or not the pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impacts or not, that is yet to be remotely confirmed. Mr. Wright, you can't seriously... Mr. Wright, you're saying this note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Engard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you! Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There's no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. There is! But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning the figurine. The only person other than the victim who could have solved the puzzle is the witness herself. Ah! Miss Andrews! You wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to free Manigard. I didn't know such a thing. Right! If you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show the court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you're the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution! Ah! That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note? It is the defense stated the handwriting is yet to be analyzed. If that's the case, it seems that you yet again reached the point where the verdict is impossible. That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate handwriting analysis. Edgard is guilty. Look, any idiot can tell you that. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty! 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 What does that sound? It's Gumshoe. Beep. Hello? Gumshoe? What is it with him? Why did you sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer? He got away. What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say. Besides, I'm sure there's someone to make it up to you. I really do. Anyway, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them are already gone. This is terrible. I'm gonna keep looking for them, pal. Don't worry. I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't anymore. Guilty! 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 So you hear that? They're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't for this to come this far and... Oh, what was that? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that. Mr. Wright, will you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I'm about to end today's proceedings. Me take your phone calls after. No! Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! Edgeworth, please, you gotta buy us more time. Court is in session. Beep. I'm sorry, Your Honor, you were saying? Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but... I am reluctant to do this, however. It appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. This time I really can't do anything. The court is now adjourned for the day. Why? Who? Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. For what purpose? We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time. But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes? I believe we can, Your Honor. But wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and then reconvene tomorrow? 30 minutes, please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for. Please, Your Honor! Very well. At the prosecution's request, the court will now take a 30-minute recess. Please be advised that I will not allow another recess today. I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us. The court will now take its final recess of the day. March 23rd, 2:04 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Right. Well, what's going on with the Maya situation? The killer. It looks like he got away again. 30 minutes. We can't find her in that time. Beep. Report! Is this Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time. Just spit it out. Right. Looks like we just missed him, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident and he rushed away. A few things? Can we use them as evidence? Ho, I thought you asked, pal. I've got the things you left with me right now, and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swept the stuff and ran. What? Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, but I've got to put the law on hold for now. Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get too much in trouble for this. With my hunk of a junk car, I'd say they'll be there in 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me. All right, just get in there in peace. I'm on a mission, and no one can stop me, sir. No one! I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light. Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among that that will be decisive enough to end this. What the hell? Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me. No one can stop me. Beep. What happened? Sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What is he thinking? We gotta hurry up and call for help. We have no idea where he is. The cell phone is broken, and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if you don't get those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No, we can't let that happen. Well, if there was a way we could find out where he is, then we stand a chance. Why did Gumshoe have to get in an accident now? Is there some way you can find out where exactly he is? There is a way. That's right, there is a way. What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is... Transceiver. Right? We're not in the middle of a mock trial. I guess this won't work, huh? Guess it's up to me. I think I'll have something on my man. Don't give me your host. I'll try my best. Did I say something wrong? Edgeworth, what is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone else. I know my client is guilty, but I'm doing right now. I'm pinning the guilt on someone totally innocent and using evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. Doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears, whether you do your job well or not. That can only be after the verdict has been decided. The verdict. Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Yes, bailiff. There's a phone call for you. They said it was extremely urgent. They're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what you must do. Oh, I frigged up that one, didn't I? I fragged. I fragged. I fragged badly. I fragged badly. What time is it? Oh god, 11:30. Quarter number 3. Court will now get convened. I assume both sides are ready. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you seem so distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Mr. Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impact herself. It is a fake. Order! Order! Mr. Edgeworth, will you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impact, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. Mr. Corrida? Well, well. Looks like Miss Impacts never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about Engard. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Engard could not have known that and so the facts remain unchanged. Acting on the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. This theory that Engard had no idea the suicide note was fake. Let me just take this. Something seems a little wrong with it. Actually, question, there is a way. Okay, you think the guard don't know why? The judge says that the guard knew the note was fake, the situation changed lied. Wait, what? Hold on a second, I'm thinking. Present evidence back down. You think this is crazy. Edgeworth said that click down results of the suicide analysis. Call. Turns out. Okay. And you thought you were fooling around earlier. The writing on the note matches that. The victim, Edgeworth says that this does not matter as a guard. Think that. So present the spy camera that Engard used to watch. Present! The defense believes that this theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's been possible for Mr. Engard to not know it was a fake. Because he would have seen it on the camera. Take that! Ugh. What is this little item thing called again? Video camera, Your Honor. It is a very small one, but... Oh, that's right, a camera you kids in your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Engard knew of the existence of the note, because he was spying on the victim, is that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Engard would have known that the victim had forged the note. Ah! So then, the defendant knew that suicide note was a fake? And if that's true, then the situation has changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution theory as to what Mr. Engard's motive for murder was has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Engard monitored Mr. Corrida 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Regard did not know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Richard. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery in an unknown place? Order, 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 Mr. Richard. Looks like this time his used dug his own grave. As I figured. Huh? As you figured? As I figured, it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you're not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Regard's motive through evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Through testimony. Who are you gonna call to the stand? Frickin' sweating so much. Dear God. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth shuddering. That is not like him at all. Usual? What sort of witness is this person, Mr. Richards? This witness is the one who perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of, who was it that hired Shelley the killer to commit the murder? That's impossible. Who in the knows what person exists that can answer a question with such certainty? Yes, Miss Richards, who is this witness? Who could it possibly be? Yes, go on, who is it? The man himself, Mr. Shelley the Killer. What?! Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait! Shelley the Killer? You mean the killer? I mean the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize this is a very unusual circumstance, so ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this alright with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if this is really alright to do this. Very well, then. The prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? How the hell do you get Shelley the Killer? Now then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please. What the? Very good, sir. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I'm a professional assassin. I say, what is going on here? Your Honor, how can you remain so calm in the meeting of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to court. So this must be what the urgent phone call I got about earlier. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we cannot even be sure if this is really Mr. the Killer himself. Witness, please present some proof that you are, in fact, Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry. Maya. Maya! Maya! Voice, Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the Killer. It looks like we have to run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances. So, now then, witness, is there one thing I'd like to confirm before we speak of anything else? And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is that correct? It is as you say, I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida. Gulp! Now that we've answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. He frickin' confessed murder in court! No less! And everybody's just gonna let that go. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. A bad dream. Shelley the Killer, what is he gonna say? About my client. I have to frickin' cross-examine a radio. There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on the witness stand. It is my wish to grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Okay. Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. No, I don't think so. While I may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about the trust between his clients and himself thing? It seems to be the level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. About my client cross-examination. Okay. That should be interesting. Cross-examining a little radio. Hold it! We can hear anything that you have to say later. Can you please just tell me your clients? I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means? Sorry, go on. Well, it appears that as witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright. Only because you don't know about my situation. Because you got my frickin' assistant hostage. To be an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between the client and himself. Hold it! The trust between you and your client? I provided my service in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew about my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that is why you're testifying in this manner? This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so that my clients can trust me. But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It's never happened before, but if it ever did, yes, that person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly be. That's enough, please no more. Very well, it's only hypothetical anyways. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. Hold it! Is that the only reason? That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside the prescribed rule. The rule? This person tried to implicate another of a crime in order to save themselves. And this is the trespass that cannot be forgiven. You! Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die? Ah! Oh no! I didn't say anything. The judge had better watch himself. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Hold it! I think I did it. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say. Ah! That egomaniacal. It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let that bother you. Something that's coming from an assassin makes it less comforting. I don't really care if this extra fluff. Just tell us the name already. Patience! Try to calm down in a little. It's important to try to understand his mindset. Seems very steadfast and close if you're going to try to get a work him to talk. I'm not a therapist, you know. There's something I must first state. What? Are you going to first state? It's an assassin. Okay, what the frick am I supposed to present? Or my client? Be sure to press killer on his first statement to get to see absolutely hilarious scene with the judge thinking, you want him dead? Just do it. Press the killer. Says. Okay, there's a request came to me. Press the killer on the first statement to get the absolutely hilarious scene with the judge thinking about that you want him dead. Just do it. Press the killer saying Adrian News. Okay, so no, that's the second part. The judge now states belief Garnetzx. About my client. First, press statement and trust between him and the client, and then this is the reason why I'm here today. After this, go to back and talk to him again. Trust. Here we go. The trust between you and your client. I provide my service in such manner. Rules. Assassin, I'm sorry, but you wondering something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that is why you feel you can betray this person? I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck, an assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think, really. In that case, I believe I'm prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. And that is the reason I'm here today as a witness. Hold it! Strange. You're about to tell us the name of your client. I think it's very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules. Roll. Person trying to implicate. Gave the right. Okay, now what? Now then, I believe it's by. Now then, I do believe it's about time I revealed the name of my client. Don't you agree? Yes! Please! What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. Because we already know that it is Matt and Guards. If you can't ask it, Miss Wright, then I will. Miss Witness! What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? That person's name is... Adrian Andrews. What? 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 what you told me it was earlier? Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I think I should know my own client, and that is Adrian Andrews. What?! This can't be on the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. DeKiller just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience in this court, Mr. DeKiller told him a different name. Matt and Guard, perhaps? I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie, but you're the one who summoned this witness. Grr! You Shelley DeKiller. My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt and Guard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow, all of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah, but the prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, it is possible that the defendant himself knew it was a fake, but most definite of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. DeKiller's client, who requested the murder, was not the defendant at all. No! With all this evidence, it obvious that means that Mr. Matt and Guard is innocent. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please, continue your discussion and call me when you reach the verdict. Beep. Oops. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With this way going forward, and Guard will be found innocent. But that asshole's gonna get away. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but if Edgeworth is right, DeKiller is lying. And then Guard, my client, I know he's guilty! Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would believe that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley DeKiller is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please, that testimony just now has got to be one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. DeKiller himself just testified that he's named you as his client. No, that's not true! Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the nickel samurai costume. But that's... You even have a motive. You know that Miss Celeste's impact was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say that you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No, Mr. Wright! You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story, who the real killer is. Tell them. Please help me. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinion. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Why? Request the trial continue. Phoenix, I can't do it. Mia, I cannot accept the not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know, but Matt and Guard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than Guard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact. That is because Edgeworth that I know the real truth. He couldn't have gotten Guard convicted. He could have gotten Guard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him. Trust Edgeworth to do the right thing. Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. To accept the prosecution's request and have the witness testify? The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. DeKiller. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But that witness has cleared your client through the testimony. Yeah, but I feel like there's something wrong with it. And I need to say something about it. Quickly. I'm not done yet to see through the witness's lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here at this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please reestablish connection with Mr. DeKiller. Right away, Your Honor. A frickin' miracle. Something outside the act of man that can reach a conclusion that is acceptable to all human beings. Before we do that, we'd like to talk with you a little bit more. About? All you need from me was the name of my client. What else do you need me for? Well, actually, we need to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What does he talk about usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. DeKiller, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more once detail. You legal people and your procedures, is it anyone or no one likes to go to court? Well, obviously, there's a lot of things that need to be processed, and you can't just run things like yes or no, and it doesn't work like that. About my client, part 2. As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I cannot simply overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for a crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews knew that from the very beginning that Juan Cortito was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. This is the most unexpected turn of events for the 5th time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, we still have to cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this, do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness, as if I have a choice here. Why? What does the witness have said in nothing but beneficial to the defense's case? If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in the oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. Yeah, but sometimes I like to shoot myself in the foot to find out how deep the foot goes. No. Ugh. That makes 2 of us. Did I just make a really morbid statement about human biology of my own foot? As I've already stated a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, hold it! However, what? What is it, Mr. Wright? If I present him in the wrong way, I might raise suspicions on his end. Ugh. But I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, questioning a little bit, yes? How much is your fee? I see you're quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney, huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. Ah! No. Mr. Wright! Yes? You want to kill me? You want me dead, don't you? What? Why would I? Guilty, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you're hereby declared guilty. Witness, let's continue. Why are you disclosing the name of your client? They're your client, are they not? You want me dead? Nope. One thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. Hold it! Okay, I think that most people will be able to overlook a person hiring another kill. What the hell? Person trust by his client and say, after this, press again, trust. Well, my client. First statement again, an absolutely hilarious scene with the judge thinking that you want him dead. Just do it. I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective on my job. Ah, yeah. Well, a change in occupation might be good for you. However, I would say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. That goes without saying, Mr. DeKiller, and their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt. My client did it to frame it for another crime. Hold it! Are you talking about the button and the knife? Yes, and my business card. Oh, this card. So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. And always make it a point to make things as easy as possible. You try to make things easy? My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. It's really hard for her to tell if he's being truthful or not. Not without him being here. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Hold it! So you're saying that most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I suggest you plan your free alibi too. Ah, no, I already told you I have no intention of using services ever. Why does he keep looking at me as if I'm the only one on trial here? Adrian Andrews already knew that from the very beginning that Juan Cortito was dead. Hold it! From the very beginning? That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. And you wonder if that's really true. That's odd. What? But even more appalling to the creation and planting of the knife and button. Hold it! So why do you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who had requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. Ungard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill, that is all, and I leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, sending someone else to take your fall. That is what I referred to as when I said the client had broken my rules. Hold it! That's all you have to testify? Yes, and I pray that I will never be called out to the witness stand again. Again, as if you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? No! Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really. Are you really now? I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you gonna do now? All I can do is expose the lies. That's true, however, you realize that would be very bad for your client, right? I'm so confused, but the one thing I can't let this trial end yet. Okay. Contradicting finding time. One thing I cannot overlook is tampering with the crime scene. My client did it to frame him for another, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna use the walkthrough for this one. I don't want to screw up. Perhaps the killer now says the testimony to deliver the figurine to Andrews. Okay, wait, what? Perhaps the killer when he says Adrian Andrews is requesting to kill. You won't want to let this slip, so press further as well. From the very beginning. That's correct. Client only clients know precisely the situation at all times. I wonder if it's really true. That's odd. What? What is odd? Even more appalling to the creation and planning of the knife. Okay, what the hell am I overlooking? I'm overlooking something, but what? I'm just looking at the walkthrough here. The killer thinks you're about to... Okay. Request taking. Is this request taking? Okay, client part 2. Press the killer, he says. No. Be sure to press... You can absolutely just do it. Press killer says it new character dead from the very beginning. Go back to the same statement. Press in. But Andrews knew from the very beginning that the creator was a goner. And press. Adrian already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. No! The wine glass disproves it. Objection! Nope! Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, the killer. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews encountered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida has been murdered. But how? How do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. Wine glass? Mr. the killer supposed the client thought Mr. Corrida had only fainted, which is why the glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just part of Andrews' calculated plan? No, that is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had they been planted, they would never have left their fingerprints behind. I see your point, Mr. Richard. What is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the exact same thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask of such a minor detail? It's not very important to point it, correct? No, that's something you can't overlook. I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know how to say things like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyway, I'm positive there is a contradiction in the testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Right now, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get back here, I just know that the very outcome of his trial lies with those items. Request taking. This request came back to me about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of that ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory and I believe I have made no mistakes. So, you met at a bar. You met in person. The client physically met with the client. Huh? That is correct. Meetings with the client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Request taking. This request came in about a week ago. Hold it! A week ago? 1 week ago, are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, have my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind. Please stop! In any case, my client this time has a very specific date and time in mind. A specific date and time? A request for the services on the night of the award ceremony. Hold it! Do you ask, why on that specific night? No, I try to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for today, I only have my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? Press further? What are your suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for that bear. The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Crita's room. I'd like you to retrieve that item for me. You must be talking about this bear puzzle. Inside the figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose the contents of the press conference after all. That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now very important? Okay. So, was it of importance? Press further. Tell him that it was not. He's nervous. No. That sounds plausible. In the end, it's just conjecture. No, Your Honor, I don't think it's very important. Well, then, please continue. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. Alright. How many times must I look at it? Hold it! You met physically. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? There was a brief pause. Press further. Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. I always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between the client and myself, above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to my client while looking them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony of just now of importance? It was very important! Of course it was important, Your Honor. If Mr. DeKiller had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he's mistaken. So if you're saying that this client really was Adrian Andrews, I guess so. You see, it's just as I said. I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. Now then, please continue. That has occurred. Trust my memory. I believe I made no mistakes. Hold it! So your client was Adrian Andrews. That is correct. Well, he said the two of them met, but if they did, there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killers. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around. You have to draw more information. You can't draw suspicion. Talk about a delicate balance. Press further. Suspicions. Bear. My client spoke of it. Sure, there will be a bear-shaped figurine. Right, it was very important. The testimony just now has made one thing clear, and that is the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Huh? Why is everyone so quiet? Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that. Oh, really? Witness, please continue with your testimony. Shit! Where did I leave off? Okay, press further. Judge asked if it was important. Tell him that it was not. After all, ask him. The judge yet again asked him important. It was indeed the killer Nads from the moment I. There's gotta be something I'm overlooking, but what? Okay, so, of course I did. Okay, tell him, wait, what? Tell him, press further, judge asked him important, tell him that it was not after all, and ask him, You ask him if he really did... Wait, what? Okay, Jakiller, when he says Andrew at the bar, Jakiller gets nervous. Press further. I would like to ask you to give more details. I always meet my clients. I've never spoken. Why is that? Because I value... Establish... Well, is that important? Tell him that... Judge asked if it was important to talk about. Tell him that it was not after all. Nope. Why he meets his clients is not important. That was not the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? Yes or no? I've already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. What do we know about Adrian Andrews? What is the most basic fact? And Adrian Andrews, Angar's manager, an intelligent woman who seems to have it all together. But the witness is saying that he met him. That's when I thought I can trust this person as a client. It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important? Yes! If I heard what I think I just heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now is of utmost importance. Huh? Really? If that's the case, the witness, please include your testimony you thought. Very well. From the moment I saw him, I thought I could trust this person as a client. I think I know what to object with. Objection! I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at the bar and took the request at the time. Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelby the killer? You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. What? Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up. About her. So what is the issue? What did you just say now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, you know it was a she. One would have told you that she is a woman. Oh! Order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following. That he met his face-to-face with his clients when taking their request. That he's never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means Mr. DeKiller's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very androgynous name. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. DeKiller, the entire time he was on the stand, no one has stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? I don't think the question of gender is... The court demands an explanation. I think someone must have mixed up the client with another. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you allow me to testify once more. I know he's just gonna spit out more lies. Very well, but this time please give it the truth and nothing but the truth. Request taking part 2. Hellware! Now remember, I took that request by mail. There are many times I took my job without having met my client. There may have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Cordelia and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. I is tipsy. You were drinking. You were tipsy drinking. Ugh. I'm almost done this game. I want to finish this off tonight. And it's past midnight. Shit. I is tipsy. Hi, Tipsy! Yes! So he took this job through a letter. He didn't mention anything about the letter in the earlier testimony, which means he is definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know, I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay, like we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw him, he'll counter it. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. I snort when I laugh. Okay. Yes, now remember, I took that request by mail. Hold it! Why? But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now, let's stop with this kind of game at cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright then, just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindless yelling. Talk and think for 5 minutes after the live stream. Hee. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. Killer... do you have any proof that Mr. DeKiller met with his client? No. Wait, what? Quest taking part 2. Good ending? What the frack? Do you consent to that, senpai? Yes. After the live stream. 1 second. I'm thinking extra hard. So there's a testimony delivered to your name. Shelley the killer's testimony, request note taking. He says Adrian request to kill. Only this, suppress further. I don't have any proof. I'm sorry, Your Honor, unfortunately I don't have any proof. I see. Then your line of questioning was just another waste of time. Sadly for us, Your Honor, there's the nature of right and wrong. There have to be times when I took a job without having my client. The request for the murder, 1. Hold it! 2 or 3 other things. Yes, and what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with the case. What should I do? Should I let it side with that? It would be really if I pushed back. Press further. Whether or not they're related to the case or not, for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I have said from the beginning is nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder is why you pushing you to continue with the cross-examination. Could it be that you're planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of the backstabber, and should you turn out to be one. Wait! Uh-oh, this is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. All I have to think is this worth pursuing? Yes! Witness is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. They better not be Mirandized. If that's really important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was found the figurine. I was told that the job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Kurita's suitcase. And then what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client. Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include that you just stated in your testimony. As you wish. One of these was to find the bear figurine and give it to Adrian Andrews. Okay, okay, something's off about this. But what? To give it to Adrian Andrews. Only create a wooden puzzle. Objection! It was found at Matt's house. Shelley the Killer, if you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside of it. This item? I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where's everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. And I was going to burn it for her sake. The suicide note inside the bear. If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note and burned it! Order, order, order! So that's where you two are going. So by the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means... It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Oh ho! Order! 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 Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before, how I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You wish to break your end of the agreement. No, that's not... That's enough. If that's your intention, then there's only one thing for me to do. Wait, please! Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter I must attend to. Wait! No, please, not that. Please wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and it may stay my hand. Otherwise... What in the... Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. I don't understand this witness outburst just now. Do you think that there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... Prosecution, What has come over everyone? Even you are... The prosecution rests. What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? On another thought I see today, this is a most unusual situation. The prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? If I end the trial right here, right now, then your client Manningar will be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. Miss Andrews would be charged with murder. The prosecution has no further questions, so now I'll hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant Manningar to the stand. The items from DeKiller's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent. Ha! He's gonna reveal his true self to the court. So I guess even the old fudgy-duddy figured me out. Mr. Arngard, what an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap is just as atrocious. Don't you agree? Anyway, let's get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? You better get Ingard a guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya will die. But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as the murder. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. To convict or acquit. It all hinges on what I choose. Oh god, this is a telltale choice! Shit! Let's hear the defense's final statement on the matter. The person who hired Miss Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Manningar, is innocent. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you? Right. I can't do this, but I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Manningar, is... Paragon and Renegade. I'm not gonna let this asshole slide. So... GUILTY! We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Mr. Guard, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry. Manningar is... What the hell? There's Francisca Van Kurma. Francisca Van Kurma. What are you doing here? Ow! You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off the scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The final pieces do you have them? You should know better than to ask, Miss Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here is in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy, he's fine and his injuries are minor. All these items are inside this. What a filthy old coat this is. That's come to you. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for the ugliness, but there's nothing else to wrap the items in. I've fought long and hard this whole trial. All for what's inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure it's a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial's already over. All that remains for me is to hand out my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What?! Your Honor, it is the duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Ms. Von Karman be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you were right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, there is one obvious rule applies here. These items do not bring up any new points. They will not be accepted in this court. Now, Ms. Von Karman, if you please. These pieces of evidence are up by the killer, escaped the police. Must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn the whole situation around like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for. The first is a pistol. Does the killer pistol have anything to do with this case? No. Because there was no mention of a gun. Pretty sure there's no gun involved in this case. There's no very no benefit of hearing. Please present the next piece of evidence. When the items are retrieved from the killer list, nothing else is known. The second piece of the evidence is videotape. Bet the killer took that from the Vanguard mansion. Yes? Have you checked the contents of the tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh, yeah, but I like to speculate that this tape is very important. Why do you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back to it? That's right. Looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Surely the killer is no ordinary man. When the tape's retrieved, the killer violently tried to recover it. Contents unknown. At last, the last piece of evidence, the bellboy's uniform. Is that the uniform from the Gatewater Hotel? More details, I don't think this is going to help us much at all. Thank you very much, Miss Von Karman. I think that's enough. Bellboy's uniform, nothing else is known. Which 3 pieces of evidence? So, nothing else is known, nothing else is known. The tape. We don't know what's on the tape. It's just as I thought. And? What is that, Your Honor? I'm sure if we are under normal circumstances, these items from Shelley the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, your question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Ah, shut! Shut! I shut again. Ah, damn it! Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karman. You may step down now. Why? Wait, Your Honor. One of these items. Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court has already had the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderfully, absolute splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix! I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You have to come this far. You can't give up now. But no matter how much you think about it, it's... Try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of the situation for us. 2. The first... We can guard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Vanguard himself wishes to be convicted, he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way, force the killer to end his contract with Vanguard. If the killer were to no longer think of his Vanguard of his client, then he would have to let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible! He's a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know about these impossible feats at first, but if you would make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The problem is, the judge has already decided he doesn't need any more evidence. Pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think of things from the other side. Isn't that what will always work for us? The other side? Wait, does she mean outside of the box? You mean to turn things around? How? If the judge does not want these items, then... Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. The defense, prosecution, and judge. We have all seen the pieces of evidence. And that is when we come to know the truth. But there is one person who is yet to see them all. And that person does not know the truth. That truth may be what will bring about the miracle to an end. There are no objections this time, correct? Someone needs to see the pieces of evidence. I have 3 new pieces of evidence. Something tells me it's this one. But there are 2 things. I gotta make Matt and Guard wish he was guilty. And I gotta make Shelly the Killer want to drop the contract with the client. How do I do that? Now then, I'll pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? No! I have already told you, Mr. Wright, this court does not need more evidence. You're right! I'm not saying that is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then, you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I must say it so many times. I will grant you 1 chance. 1 chance? Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person. That's impossible to turn the situation around in 1 try. 1 try is all you permit. I have to try to remember. Everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix. Think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking Guard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show the evidence to? Something about this one. Okay, the videotape. We don't know what it is. But who would like to see it? On Guard or Shelly the Killer? That's the last 2 people that were mentioned. What happens if I do the Killer first? I see, and now tell us the court what piece of evidence you'd like to show this person. The tape. Did it work? Well, what do you think, Mr. Etchworth? I don't have anything to say to this. How about you, Miss Von Carr? Well, it's just a shot, so... I'm afraid we cannot allow the defense to continue. What?! No one understands what you're talking about anymore. Wait! Please, 1 more chance. That's enough. I will now see my verdict. This court finds the defendant, man and Guard. What? I frigged up? That is all. Court is adjourned. Shit! Did I frig up? And just like that, the case is end. I ran away from the courtroom and wandered the streets alone. I never saw Maya again, and the killer is a man of his word, so I'm sure he released her as promised. Shit! I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial a few days later. She was found guilty, of course. Shit! The miracle never happened. Maybe it was never meant to, because a miracle is something that doesn't exist. That's it! Silver trophy. Justice ill-served. Get a bad ending in Phoenix Wright. Justice for all. What the frack? Okay, fine. Let me take a look at that. Such passion. Alright, fine. What was the combination? Good endings. Shelly the Killer. Oh, I freaking picked... I picked the wrong person. It was supposed to be Shelly the Killer, not John Doe. Oh, that's why. But at least I got a silver trophy. I have to try to remember. I think Phoenix, there's gotta be a way. And now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would like to show the evidence to? Shelly the Killer. Let's see, and now tell this court to pick. Now the tape. Well, what do you think, Mr. Richard? I think there's some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Bailiff! Please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Alright, it looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end of this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me 1 piece of evidence. Yes, 1 is all I need. I have here a videotape that was found in your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it is an order for my client. I was told to project that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of the tape? I was certainly told by my client to not watch it. So I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you were on this tape. Me? There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who is it that planted the camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so that they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Managard film the crime scene? I think I have an idea. The reason why he did is to get out of the whole mess. There's only one reason why your client wanted to see Juan get his, didn't trust your skills, wanted blackmail on you. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling, I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright, assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep them at bay and even blackmail them if I want. So that's what it is. It's blackmail. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? Great! Hey! Oh-ho! Well, I fracked up there. It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes, you told us one thing numerous times during testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. Well, what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. So that means Managard now has the death sentence. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright? Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not... Beep. Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, and actually sort of, I don't quite... Ah, Miss Vakara, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down the verdict. Finally! Oh, you got a nervous look on your face, Mr. Engard. It looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the equivalent you wanted so badly. You should be happy. I finally did it! But before I'd like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you understand if you watch this video. He helped me just get it. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is that alright with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape for him now. Oh. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. So I could actually get him not convicted? What happens if I do that? Right, Chief. Plead not guilty, plead guilty. What happens if I do not guilty? Congratulations, Mr. Managard. Please make sure to savor every moment of what little time you have left. Your Honor, as always, the defense pleads not guilty. Very well, this court finds the defendant Managard Please wait! What's the matter? If I get a not guilty, I'll be killed. I'm... No! Guilty! Holy shit. He shredded his face right up. As always, looks like we have uncovered the real truth. I don't remember you helping him much. Mr. Edgeworth, how's Magnagard? I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whipped leather right about now. Very good. That was a very close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes, I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put it? She has an illness. If you're going to say you would choose death, that is no concern to me. But after that, when I was alone in the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you combine your strength to convict... What time is it? Convict Matt, I felt like finally been relieved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I am really happy that you two are in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I've felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. It looks like we've resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits. And that is good enough for me. And that is all. This court is adjourned. I did it! I did it! This court lobby defendant lobby number 3. You were great out there, Phoenix. Even though I used to walk through half the time, what I did out there wasn't right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all that. It's not really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty verdict, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final piece of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. I had to find which of these things is not like the other. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statement on the matter. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? My client, Mr. Guard, is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then, and your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. He was guilty. He was fracking guilty. Right! Edgeworth! I have good news. Maya's now safe in police custody. Really? Pearls! You're telling the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Ah, Mr. Maya, safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Dick! Ow, she punched me deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her, Mr. Nick will save her. Wah! Thanks. Oh, what's wrong, Miss Von Karma? About earlier, thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost! Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet you're still happy. Yep. I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you! Don't worry, she may be in time after all. I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth, for my own personal victories and for a guilty verdict. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my record remains spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me, and I fought with my usual manner in case of my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for allowing it to happen, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note, Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth, to truth his death. As you should have. The prosecutor, who has shamed himself with defeat, should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally realized something. That it was the moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense! We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do now is to fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth that this I'll promise you. The truth? Yes. The reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man went into hiding, is that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night. Ah! This is Mr. Edgeworth, right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool! Miss Von Karma. I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is just destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy! You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. I threw something on the ground just now. This is an electronic magnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. Ah! Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay. Nick! Maya! We did it all for you! Maya! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! And they all got together and finally hugged. Oh, Nick, I thought you'd come through. You got Engard convicted, like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Well, of course I did. You know I never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever, okay? Look, it's over, okay? Besides that, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Is this really the easy way to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from where I was a year ago. Heh. Growl. Grr. Alright. I think it's time we got out of this depressing place, huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick! Food! Grub! Chow! I'm starved! I'm so hungry, even you look like a nice juicy burger on the bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger. I'm a prime rib, at least. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case is messed up. I got in the way of my gourmet food. But decided that we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick. Food! Where? Alright, get our hotel. Hey, pal, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit the telephone pole of all things. The telephone pole, and it wasn't a red light that got him. Yeah, you did it again, sonny boy. Felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of the Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now looky here, Mr. Snoony Prosecutor, don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, you just might kick it tonight, even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now, everyone gather around. Y'all gotta get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like a lot about herself, the new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's chat out. I'm into that, pal. I'm in. You know, when you think about it, you're the one who saved the day, Detective. Huh? Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Like a bad ending? Oh, Huh? Wait, that's odd. When I ran off with those things from DeKiller's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of them in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item? Ah, come on, y'all, now it's over. But who am I to tell you? They're really something. Between getting accused of murder and kidnapped, never dull one with you, huh? Ha ha ha! You think? Why does she sound happy about that? But being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So you can keep my mind off the things I drew a picture. Sounds like you had rough gal, so there's this picture of yours. Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Miss Combined picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. I don't have anything important anyways. Ah. Finally, I see them both smiling again. Beep, 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 beep. What is it? Edgeworth? This thing is finally picking something up. Ah, that's Miss Von Karn's receiver. Ah, thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I believe she stuck at a can't believe she stuck at... That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, I probably trusted it or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't eaten anything yet. You haven't eaten... And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. I've had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me... Wait! What? I just want to say thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. Ugh. I knew it should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I feel like there's something I can give them to express how I feel. The whip that I just got. That's this. Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mr. Maya. Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being a lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearly, we can cut it out already. You're embarrassing me. Anyway, so who's paying for this lovely dinner party? As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick, huh? I'm kind of at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I'm kind of putting your name. Huh? Yeah, got me in a situation like this. There's got a camera chef in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. I'd better be anyhow for $3,000. Huh? Actually, I reckon you'll bought me. It's on your tab and all. Huh? Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I feel like you like screaming? Oh, I feel like you don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal, time to let it all out. This is gonna be the first time I hear the real you. Go on, it's been real. Alright, then, if you say so. Objection! I gotta use the washroom. Be right back. Finally. Oh. 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 Oh, I did it! What the hell? That control is vibrating. We got a new act all worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah Chorus. Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. Oh, finally! I finally did this. What's this rod? It's just an ordinary electric razor version. Can't believe this. Really? How long do they plan on making me do this? Oh, finally. Ejipu's idea to me saved. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me? I mean, in his old days, I never thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty. Man, who's gonna feel the pain in my heel? They're gonna feel the burn. And speaking of burn, playing with fire is very dangerous because the three of the warehouse they stored the scenery of work. Oh, Hatsumi Maya. Oh! I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my service, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. Boom! Okay. I finally did it. I kind of feel how Edgeworth and Phoenix have gotten to that point. Like, I went and did calc for a bit because I wanted to work on doing some schooling before I got back to U of T. And the original intent was to have fun and do some math. And even though my grades slipped a bit, it didn't worry me because the whole purpose was to have fun. Not to worry about grades. Where are you going, Francisca? How did you know I was here? With this. I heard you were planning things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. Because it's going into the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things. It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here. It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be a Manfred von Kammer's daughter. A protege. Francisca, so many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You were jealous of her. You know I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can, just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics, is that right? So you are no different than Adrian Andrews. Today, you chased after me after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma. What the hell? Franziska von Karma, don't think I'm gonna walk to your shadow forever. Our battle begins now! You better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. That's the first time I've ever seen her cry. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. Oh, what the hell? Nick. So the last piece was a calling card, and it was an autograph with Nick. So the fourth piece was an autograph of Nick, the picture that Maya drew. Bronze trophy! Farewell! My turnabout! Okay! Now! This game is done. This game is done. Now this game! I'm gonna do tomorrow. Bye!